8, 10. Good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
All right, man. Mighty Master Fell on YouTube. Y'all go subscribe. We have Coach Trey Hill. He can tell you his YouTube.
U-Star Lifestyles, man. Check me out. I'm on health, life, getting you off the couch, man. Keep you active. Let's go.
All right. What we're doing out here today, man, is we're going to show you guys some endurance drills, muscle endurance and cardio. Basically, man, you ain't got cardio, you ain't got endurance, you ain't fighting. And my endurance ain't the best that it's ever been for sure, but it's got something that you got to keep working on, and something that can fall off very fast.
It's very important, man. Endurance, even more so than your offense. You have to be able to last, right? It doesn't make sense to come out and look perfect for 30 seconds to a minute, and then the last part of that round, you're getting your ass beat, right? So this lesson here should be implemented before striking, maybe not before defense, but I want to let you know that if you run out of gas, then you don't have defense or offense. It's over with. The whole fight's done. So work on your gas tank, your longevity, your wind, your cardio, your endurance, everywhere in your body. All right.
And we're gonna give you a bunch of workouts for that. And like I give you an example, like a perfect fight was me against Nick Tinko. I was beating Nick the whole fight up in Pennsylvania, and the last round, I was almost looking for a way out because I was so gassed out. I just like, man, this has got to end. I can't breathe. To the point I was having anxiety, So that shows you, man, that you can outlast your opponent. Sometimes you can beat your opponent, man. Because all fights ain't won in the first or second round, man.
Yeah, especially if he's coming in heavy attacks, crazy aggression.
Yeah.
You can't keep that up for a long time. So if you withstand that, that's usually a strategy. Taking a perfect example, Ali versus Foreman. He ain't turning up until the 6th round.
Yeah.
So that endurance factor is what we trying to put emphasis on, man. Where I want to start with is the upper body.
All right.
Right. The reason why I want to start with the upper body, especially the shoulders, is because the biggest emphasis in boxing is keeping your hands up, keeping your guard right? So if you start the fight here and you end the fight here, this is a big equation due to endurance, muscle endurance. You literally can't pick your arms up anymore. So in training camp, you want to work to eliminate that factor from your fatigue. You're going to get tired in some way, shape, or form, but you shouldn't be getting tired to where you supplement your muscle with relaxing, all right? You should be able to keep that up mentally and physically all the way throughout the fight, man. So what we're gonna go through is some arm exercises, some punching exercises, some shoulders, some lateral raises, to where you can go through that pain for durations of 2 to 3 minutes, so you can last the whole round, no matter what type of aggression you're putting out.
And you can't never get good at this, man. You can always add more weight, you can always add more time, you can always switch it up, so you ain't never gonna get to a point where you're like, well, my cardio and my endurance is good enough. You know what I'm saying? So you can always add to this, man.
Yeah.
So we want to start here.
Now I want to start with some weights, man.
All right.
And this is probably some of the most famous stuff, man. Every fighter goes through this type of technique where you're standing in your form and you're throwing punches. Now, you can shadow box with this, of course, getting your speed up with your punches, that's fine. But what we want to do is endure as much pain as possible with continual usage of this weight, all right? So instead of taking breaks, fidgeting, forming, shivets, and pivots, we want to continuously punch like this here, all right? And there's different ways you can do this cardio drill. You can throw uppercuts. I wouldn't suggest the hooks with heavy weight due to the rotator cuff. You don't want to, risk any type of injury, but what you want to do is get that burn in your arms. Now, when you get to the point where you can last 20 seconds, add 20 more seconds. When you get to the point where you can add a minute, add another minute. When you get to the point where you can go a whole round continuously, there's really no way you're going to burn out in a fight by throwing punches, All right, there's other reasons why you can, but you want to get as close to perfect as possible. Like Mouse said, there's always going to be room for getting better.
And I shadow box with these every day. Coach will tell you that. I do that in the gym. I do 4 or 5 rounds, no matter what, at the end of my workout for 3 minutes for 5 rounds every single day with the 5-pound dumbbells. I do that no matter what, or I'll do an hour on the treadmill with them. So I'm always got the dumbbells in my hand, man, when I'm boxing and stuff.
Yeah. So the next one here, we want to do lateral raises. Now with the lateral raises, we're going with a little bit heavier weight. So bilateral, we're coming this way here, and then coming this way here. Now both exercises are going to be used for boxing. Now when you come out here, you're working more of the scapula. This is going to reinforce your hooks. When you're coming out here, just more your deltoids, your straight hands, your jabs, all right? So it's best to work them out evenly, but you want to work out both directions. Now, the thing about muscles, if you have a muscle impairment to where your scapula is weak and your deltoids are strong, then when you use motions like hooks, the weak muscle has to grab from the stronger muscle. All right, so it's very important that you work out the entire body as a whole. You don't want to just be top heavy as well. There's a lot of things you can do with the lower half, and the legs is the most important things in boxing, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
We need to show them a routine in the gym too, man, with the cables and stuff too, man. We got the bands in here,
Yeah.
but man, when we do the cables and stuff in the gym, there's a lot of other stuff you can do, and that we can add to this program here, man. So it's like a never-ending amount of stuff, man.
You know what, when you're working on that muscle endurance and you got you resistance bands and you can get it to where you are punching with it, this is going to be the best thing you can do for muscle endurance. All right, so when you hear and you can punch over and over. Now what's going to happen is your body's going to get used to the weight that you're punching with, all right? So you can go up in weight, you go down in weight, add duration, but what's going to happen is when you drop that weight, you're going to be that much faster or that much more efficient when it comes to lasting longer. Muscle endurance is your longevity. You don't want to go out there and throw 5 punches and be burnt out, all right? So all of this exercises we're trying to implement on you lasting, all right? So don't be trying to go too heavy with the weight. If you lifting 20 pounds and you curling, do these endurance exercises with half that weight.
Let me say one thing, man. And he's talking about getting ready for fights and stuff like that, and being able to fight, doing this stuff. But man, some of the best routines and workouts, as far as looking good and feeling good, are a lot of boxing routines, man. So even if you're not planning on fighting, if you're not planning on being competitive, these type of workouts right here you can do no matter what. You can get cut up from this stuff, your endurance, everything you can do does not have to be geared towards you actually doing an actual fight, man. So I just wanted to add to the other side of this, because some of y'all might be like, well, I don't never plan on fighting, but I need that shit for it. I just want to work out. These are workouts.
Yeah.
These are workouts, some of the best workouts you're going to get. So trust me, man, even if you're not doing it for a competition, man, these are still great ass workouts, man. You can do it. Even if I'm not fighting, I'm always going to add a lot of this stuff. Like I said, I shadow box with the 5-pound dumbbells for 5 rounds every day, no matter what.
That's a good point. I did talk to them like they all fighters,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
right.
yeah.
But you know what? That point being said, we're gonna get into the next exercise, man. That's some of the stuff that you can do in the upper body, but we want to put emphasis on the legs too, man. Especially being able to propel yourself forward. I think it's very important that you be able to lunging jab just as well as you throw any other punch, right? So what we're gonna work on is the squats first. Now, when you're doing the squats, you want to stand in a position to where you can get your glutes as low as possible, all right? Now, when you're working this motion here, you're going to work a lot of different muscle groups, all right? But you want the spring in the whole leg, not just the calf, not just the glute. not just the hamstring,
And you
right?
can go like you stand in a box.
Exactly.
Swap off, stand this way.
Exactly.
Go back and forth. There's a lot of different variations. You can do jumps with it, jump
Yes.
squats, stuff like that. You can get up on the box, do box jumps.
Yes.
There's a lot of different stuff, man, that you can do for explosive leg routines, man.
Yes, and all of them have a purpose, man. You want to work out every single type of muscle in your leg, in your arms, and your abs to have that endurance that you need to get all the way through. That's real talk. But you know what? We can go on and on with like 20, 40 different exercises of what you need to be doing, but you really need to just get into the routine. You know what I mean? The strength is in the routine. Because I have some fighters that'll work out 2 weeks, the best workouts that they ever had, and then get to a point to where they sit dormant for 2 months and have to catch right back up, man. Stay active, stay repetitive, and the strength is in the routine. Real talk. So I want to go over the drill with the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah.
And then we'll go over some other stuff with the weight.
All right. Do 2 minutes.
Yo, sorry. What we're about to get into is time regulated. Something you can do with your coach. We're throwing punches, rapid succession. We don't want to throw different types of punches. We want to throw those 1-2s. You can do it with the hooks as well, but you want to be able to throw 100 to 200 hooks in your training session at least, right? So this drill is gonna get you to that number, close to that number. Just keep doing it at your pace, add to it. The more you do, the better your muscle endurance is gonna be.
And put on 16-ounce gloves, y'all, man. The heavier the gloves, the better. Because when you go down to using lighter gloves and stuff, man, your hands will be a lot faster. If you're going into MMA, using MMA gloves and stuff, and MMA, we use 4 or 5 ounce gloves depending on the sanction. So you drop from these 16s, from even sparring and stuff like that, and working out with them, man, your hands gonna be like lightning, man, when you take these down a notch.
All right, so this one, let's do the rip. What we're gonna be doing here is continuously throwing a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Now when I call rip, the fighter's gonna throw 2 hooks, starting with the lead hand and going into the backhand. Coaches, as they get familiar with long durations of times between the rip, get more frequent. 1-2 rip, boom, boom. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 rip, boom, boom, boom. You want to keep them active, all right? Enforce the proper breathing with the hooks as well.
All right, you wanna keep down?
Yep. For 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, man, you can follow along, learn these exercises, man, everything that we're doing. And you can do this on a bag too. So if you got a heavy bag, you can use a heavy bag. You don't necessarily have to have a part of it.
1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Rip. 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 Excellent, man. All right, so as you get more familiar with that type of workout, you can always add a minute. You can always add more rips to it. I suggest you always stay in 16 so you don't have to graduate to a bigger glove, especially if you're a fighter, because when you drop down to sanctioned gloves, 10 or 12 ounces, you're gonna be a lot better coming down from a heavier glove.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one I'm gonna show you is kind of similar, but you're throwing different volumes of punches, all right? And then I want to show you not only the squats that we just did, but some that you can use to work out your calves as well, because I know that's very hard to hit for some of you guys that don't have access to a gym, all right?
Yeah, because you get on that Stairmaster upstairs, hit your calves
Oh,
tough.
yeah.
Bust your
I ain't
calves out.
messing with that stairs.
Stairs are no joke.
I'd rather do those heel toes
Yeah.
than mess with the stairs.
I love the stairs, man. They get my whole leg.
The whole leg.
Whole leg.
You can't walk, you
Nah,
can't dribble.
Tear your leg
Out
up.
the gym, you
Yeah.
can't dribble.
Real shit.
All right, so this one we're gonna go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, all right? So the objective of this is just to keep the volume of punches going, all right? No rest, no break. So when we get into the ring and actually moving, we can govern our air a lot better, all right?
For sure.
Train hard, fight easy.
All right, ready?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good. 8, 6, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good. Now that drill right there is going to burn you out a little bit faster than the other one, but it's good pairing them up together, all right? So with that same mentality, you can do that with any set of punches. You can do it with 2 hooks, you can do it with an uppercut hook, you can do it with counter combinations, setting up the jab with the straight from a lunging point of view. You can do it with any setup of punches, all right? Just put it in a repetitive situation to where you're increasing the volume each time, whether it's 2 hooks, 4 hooks, 6 hooks, 8 hooks, etc. All right, so next. Emphasis on this jump rope. This jump rope right here is going to get your calves right. Until you learn how to do the jump rope, I want you here, and this is where I put my amateur fighters through. They're little hops. You know, a lot of people call them different things. I call them hoppies. The kids love them to a certain extent with lighter weight. But what you're doing is coming down here, holding this position, and hopping, just like this here. Now you can start with 20, and you can gradually go up to 40. But what's going to happen is you're going to be working these whole leg muscles here, and calves, and hamstrings, all right? The whole leg is being used in this motion. Now the same muscles are going to be prepared when you're jump roping. So those of you that's not familiar with jump roping or have a hard time with jump roping, you can use that as a supplement to jumping rope. Sound good?
Sound good to me, man.
Yep.
We have pull-ups, push-ups, I do those too. Like I do a set of pull-ups, drop down, do a set of push-ups, or do a set of dips, go drop down, do a set of push-ups. I add stuff like that in there. And then sometimes I'll do pull-ups, push-ups, dips, and then a set of body squats all in one round. You know what I'm saying? With no stop, just go to failure on each one.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of different things you can do to build endurance, but just remember, man, without endurance, you ain't gonna be able to fight. Without cardio, you're not gonna be able to fight. You know what I mean? And you can never get good at it. You can only keep getting better.
Yeah.
So that's basically it, man.
I like that what you said too, man. Work out to failure.
Yep.
Don't work out, oh, I just did 30 seconds, oh,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
If you can't work out to failure, you're never gonna reach your max potential, man. Every time you go to failure, your body prepares for that same type of pressure and increase the resilience for the next time you go through the exercise.
Because your failure is going to keep getting longer and harder.
Exactly.
So your failure will never stop. Longer, harder, longer, harder, longer, harder, man. So
Yeah.
that's what it is, man. All right, y'all. We appreciate everybody, man. Mighty Mouse UFL on the YouTube. Y'all subscribe. My man, Coach Trejo. We always out here in Vegas, man. Go subscribe to his channel also, we put things on the map. We are putting a Vegas event on right after this Pittsburgh event. I don't care if it's in a field. We putting a fucking event on out here in Vegas, man. So just hold tight. We got too many people out here that have been waiting for this event. So it's going down in Vegas, man. Holla at your boy. Peace.